All right. We're back. We're back in action. All right. We're here? Yes? Sorry, doing a mic check. Okay, good. So why we're casting a game and not just going through a spreadsheet is because Cry is free. He didn't know. He had a $10 bounty on him at the start, and I think it's the 10. I don't know. All I know is he had one, and then he unqueued for like 2 hours, and I saw it left the pool, and I was like, huh, I guess he's just got one really lucky night. And then I see at the last second he queues up and fights Butcher Bird, so now there's a bounty on the line. And he was like 10 minutes for just getting it for free. So they just started their game, and I'm like, open a spectator slot. I want to cast this because it's apparently for money now. Poor bastard. All right, we're getting into it. Let's do this. Screen blocker down. Get out of here. So that's pretty funny. Whoopsie, says AC Maiden. Yeah, dude. Yeah. I don't know who has the other ones. I haven't done that investigation yet. Anticity's still sending me a spreadsheet. But in the meantime, I thought we would at least solve one mystery today. What? How else is this going? Bird. No. I mean, we had a good number of games since the event started. I think it was a success. I don't know. I just work here. Okay. So what do we got? So I believe, and I could watch this, I'm going to check the spreadsheet, and I'm going to be wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure Cry is Free is currently defending a bounty. He has 3 Dark Shards with shields, 4 Bleak Swords as a front line, 3 Dread Spears as a secondary line, and a lot of cav. Good lord. But these can't all be Dark Riders, can they? Dark Rider, Dark Rider, Dark Rider. Oh, they moved. Cold One Knights, Cold One Knights, Cold One Knights. So 4 Cold One Knights, and it looked like 3 Dark Riders. Where's the Lord? Hello? There you are. Supreme Sorceress of Fire with Fireball and Burning Head. Lovely. Alright. And on the Tomb King side, for Butcher Bird, we have Cetra the Imperishable, 1 Necropolis Knights, looks like 2 Nehekar Horsemen on the flanks, 4 Skeleton Horsemen Archers, 2 Skirmish, 5 Skeleton Warriors across the front line, 2 Skeleton Spearmen in the back line, Ushabti Greatbow, and the Chosen of the Gods. This army, Tomb King's armies always feel so small for their cost. I'm always confused at how they run out of money. Alright, so Dark Riders with shields are going to advance a little bit. Don't know what they're hoping to do without a ranged attack. Maybe just frontal charge some Skeleton Warriors? I don't know. Alright, there's no dog in here with me, so I'm going to shut the door so Miss Rat doesn't have to hear all this bullshit. There we go. Okie dokie. Dark Shards are just trying to get in position. Once they can get in and start firing, they'll do a lot of good work. But the Ushabti Greatbow do have a range advantage on them. They're currently poking the Supreme Sorceress of Fire. And those Dark Riders with shields take a very nasty charge against the Necropolis Knights. Certainly those elite, weird Snake Knight things will decimate Dark Riders. And it looks like Cold One Knights are now getting involved, trying to take down some Nehekar Horsemen. They are doing good damage, but they're going to get rear charged by Necropolis Knights, who will in turn get rear charged by Cold One Knights. And that is a lot of cav in that fight. On the far side, we can see the Dark Elves throw a Burning Head down to immediately kill 1 unit of Skeleton Warriors and push through. They will soon be challenging the Ushabti Greatbows and making sure they don't have free reign to fire. These 2 Cold One Knights are still fighting these Necro Knights, but it looks like Necro Knights are actually pulling ahead, especially with Cetra the Imperishable to help them. Yeah, and I guess there are some Necropolis Knights. Ooh, and now Ushabti Greatbow fire. So this area is just really doomed for the Dark Elves. They will need to abandon that quite quickly. On the far side, things is going a little bit better for them. Their infantry's pushing up. Their Dark Shards are almost within range of the Ushabti Greatbows. That is a big loss for Cry is Free on this side, but certainly not over yet. There's a lot left in this. And that is Arzapal's Black Horror. Wow. Goes to a Skeletal Spearman. Has a hard time doing all the damage it wanted to, but got some done. Tomb King's infantry just dying, as it should. Coldwood Knights now will be fighting Cetra the Imperishable. Takes a fireball in the back, and he does use his little crown blast thing to lower some of the stats of the Knights, but it looks like a nice Burning Head will come in here. Ooh! But a good play from Butcherbird, pulling back some Skeleton Spearmen to drive the Dread Spears forward into their own spell. But now we have a problem. The Ushabti are within range of the Dark Shards, and they're taking a ton of damage for their time, but there will be an Ushabti summon right on top of the Dark Shards, and that will shut them down quite quickly. Coldwood Knights, Dark Riders, Coldwood Knights. It looks like all the wounded cav from earlier just came back and got immediately routed again. Other than that, the Coldwood Knights in the back are doing okay. So 2 of them are still doing fine. Cetra's down to about half health, making me think that either those Dark Shards or the Coldwood Knights or both did a lot of damage to him. And another fireball is coming in for Cetra the Imperishable. Some basic chaff is pressuring the Ushabti back, making sure they can't fire freely. And that is a bit of a problem for the Tomb Kings. Dark Shards ripping fire straight into Cetra the Imperishable as he runs right into them. But he will get in there, and he will hopefully start doing some damage. Though I have noticed that Cetra on his chariot has problems with crowd clearing, so maybe they won't even be that bothered. Coldwood Knights are going to pull forward, maybe support the fight against Cetra, maybe try to come over here and deal with these skirmish cav. Not really sure. In the far field, the Dark Elves have rallied again, and this time they're getting the better of these Necro Knights. Looks like 2 Dark Riders and 1 Coldwood Knight surrounding and beating up those poor snakes. Another fireball coming in on top of Cetra. Dark Elves really just want to keep poking him down with spells. 1 Ushabti Greatbow has crumbled away fully, and it's looking pretty tough for the Tomb Kings at this point. The Ushabti summon's going to fade, putting them even further behind on the balance of power. And these Skeleton Horse Archers running around just haven't been able to get their value back, it looks like. And the Necropolis Knights started off really good, but there were just so much Dark Elf cav for them to contend with. That was really tough. Cetra gets taken down by the Supreme Sorcerer's Fire and some Dark Shard shots. That will be GG. It is looking like. Alright. Back to whatever the hell I was doing. GG's coming in. Skeleton Horse Archers are just fading away, but that will be it for the Tomb Kings. These Necro Knights, oh, they rallied, but still, it's four skirmish cav and 1 Ushabti that's currently running versus the world. And the world's a big place. Alright, army losses has kicked in. Oh, that spreadsheet would be nice so I don't have to scroll as much. Also, I can take you guys on a journey with me. So, Cetra only got about 1,000 value. Unfortunately, his chariot just can't clear out hordes of chaff, which is unfortunate for him. Ushabti Greatbows tried to pay for themselves, but there wasn't a lot for them to shoot. And Necropolis Knights actually did really well. There was just too much for them to deal with. Supreme Sorceress of Fire did fine. Just cleared a lot of infantry for the Dark Elves. The front line did okay. Coldwood Knights got mixed value, but on the whole, it was pretty good. And Dark Shards, one of them did excellently, probably the one that was shooting Cetra. Alright. And while they think of game 2, I don't know if Anticity's got this for me yet, but I can move the curtain a little bit. Alright. AC Maiden, at the very start of this all, had the 30. Cry is Free, I gave them the 10 without telling them. And I gave Blood Penguin the 20 after 7. Now, they played games before 7, but at 7, I wanted to pick somebody. And I indicated during the stream that I had picked them ahead of time. The only one I told ahead of time was Maiden, and I just made sure that they would play at least 3 best of 3s. But everything else I picked at random, and I picked... Around 7, there was a bit of a lull, so then when Blood Penguin queued up, I'm like, alright, You get a 20 attached to you, because I didn't want them all to end at the same time. I don't care. Sorry, there was a thing in the stream. Alright. They're doing their own thing. So yeah, you can see this little folder down here is my note to myself. So AC Main had the 30, Cry is Free is the 10, and whatever. So today at 5, I queued up, Gobbo Slater queued up. Cry is Free fought the Phoenix King. Phoenix King couldn't find it. Cry is Free and the Phoenix King got DQ'd. Alright, so Cry kept it. Flying Taco and Carnation Mesh, doesn't matter. Cry is Free fought the Phoenix King. And then what happened? I remember Cry is Free won that one. So I've tried to queue a bunch. Gobbo Slayer beat someone. And Maiden queued with the 30. Alright, so Maiden queued with the 30. And fought Gobbo Slayer. Sure Cosm and Honey Nut. Sure Cosm. Cry is Free wins. So Cry is Free kept the 10. And then I didn't see Cry is Free ever queue up again. So I think they kept it till this point. Incarnation, Captain Morgan, Flying Taco. Where's the result that Gobbo Slayer? So Gobbo Slayer took the 30 from Maiden and then re-queued and fought Blood Penguin. I still don't see Cry is Free everywhere. Alright. Sorry, I was checking in the game. There's something going on. So Cry is Free beat the Phoenix King and does not queue up again for a long time. Gobbo Slayer loses to Blood Penguin, so Blood Penguin got a 30. Oh, shit. Wait. Did Gobbo Slayer win or lose? Is that a moderator ticket? Oh, no. Moderator ticket. No. Okay, I'll have to ask Gobbo Slayer. Okay. We'll see what they say. Actually, yeah. Did you beat Gobbo Slayer or lose? I see mixed things. So tracking that down is going to be interesting. And the reason I'm questioning that is because I see exclamation mark L, exclamation mark W, exclamation mark W. So that makes me confused. So we'll figure out if that's true. Then I gave Blood Penguin at 7. I gave them the 20 because nobody had queued up for a while. Uh-oh. Anyway. Lord Baltimore and Blood Penguin play. And we scroll for a while. Lord Baltimore, Blood Penguin wins, so Blood Penguin keeps the 20 at that point. Then Houseplant plays Incarnation, Butcherbird, and here, as the event's about to end, Cry is Free queues up after being gone for like 2 hours with a $10 bounty on him. So currently, it looks like Blood Penguin has a $20 bounty, and Gobbo Slayer potentially has a 30, or Blood Penguin has a 20 and a 30 on them. All right. Interesting. So we'll have to figure out the course of that. Anyway, back to this. But it's the winner of this gets 10. The winner of this best of 3 gets 10, which currently Cry is Free is up 1. And either Blood Penguin gets 20 and Gobbo Slayer gets 30, or Blood Penguin gets the 30 and the 20. We will see. God forbid it be easy. Hey, Maiden. It's okay, buddy. It's okay. Gobble Slayer beat me 2-0 in the last tournament we played. Cry is cheater, more like it. Yeah. Well, they didn't know they had a bounty on their head, and they just entered the queue right before the event was about to end. So if they hadn't queued up, they would have just gotten the 10 for free. Now they have to fight for it. I got them all except one result. Gobbo Slayer. Sorry, Anticity's asking me questions. And Blood Penguin fought, and I see both results reported. And I don't know which is real. Okay. There's a second file I'll deal with in a bit. I didn't pay attention to who's who. Oh, okay. Butcherbird's on his beloved Beastmen. And Chaos is led by Cry is Free. We have Torx Brass Bull. Brave Shaman of Beasts with Traitor. No, Pan's Impenetrable Pelt. That thing? Yeah, Pan's Impenetrable Pelt. And Curse of Onrare. No Traitorkin. No Chariots, it looks like. 3 Centaurs with Throwing Axes. 3 basic Centaurs. 2 Bestigor Herds. 1 Chaos Warhounds with Poison. 5 Ungor Spears. Looks like that's about it. For Cry is Free, we have 3 Chaos Warhounds. 2 with Poison, 1 without. We have the Mirror Guard. Chaos Warriors with great weapons. And more Chaos Warriors. 5 Skirmish Cav. 3 of which appear to be Horse Masters. 2 are Horsemen. Chaos Feral Manticore, and Archaon the Ever-Chosen. Alright. Alright, love to see it. Okay. Anticity sent me some helpful stuff. But I'll figure it out. Okay, skirmish phase begins. Now the great... Ooh, that's nice. Getting the Throwing Axes on top of the Chaos Warriors is very, very nice for the Beastmen. They really don't want to engage in this skirmish at all. Skirmish v skirmish, because the Throwing Axes have a terrible firing arc and low range and just get outranged and outgunned on all accounts. But they're getting some good value here on Cry's Free's Chaos Warriors, and that is nice. I wonder where the Bestigors are going to go. Where'd that Chaos Feral Manticore? I like this Beastman build a lot. I think it has a good shot at this. I wonder what that Impenetrable Pelt is for, though. I kind of want to see him cast it. I know it gets Physical Resist. Physical Resist and Melee Defense. Ooh! That's going to be a Brutal Burning Head. If it's not dodged... Dodged a little late, but it looks like it'll miss the Bestigor, so that's all totally fine. Honestly. Centaur is getting involved against the Chaos Warhounds. You can see they will almost immediately break, and they'll even get some backup of Chaos Warhounds with Poison for the Beastmen, meaning a second unit will probably break. Taurus the Brass Bull is getting in there deep, but it looks like Archaon with probably Slayer of Kings on is just beating the absolute shit out of him. He will pop Brass Body to try and bail himself out of a bad situation. Basic Centaurs and Dogs will chase away the Skirmish Cav to make sure that this is in isolation. And while Torx is at only half health, and that is really bad, I think this could turn good for the Beastmen with all these Throwing Axes nearby and Bestigors coming in to help. If Archaon and the Chaos Feral Manticore stay, that will be certainly bad for them. 2 dog units have been obliterated from Chaos. And it looks like the Centaurs even get on top of the Skirmish Cav for Chaos, which is a very winning trade for them. So if Torx can get himself out of this bad situation, he will largely be okay, and he's beating the absolute shit out of that Feral Manticore. That is very good. Some Throwing Axes are coming in on the Mirror Guard and Chaos Warriors as they are running away. Centaurs looping back in from chasing down dogs. Ooh, a nice rear charge from the undamaged Beastmen Warhounds. Take out the damaged Chaos Warhounds, and this is very quickly turning into a Beastman favorite affair. This Burning Head could have something to say about it, though. Does decent damage on both the Bestigors. Not a ton, but a little bit. And it's even going to smoke an Ungor Spearman herd on its way out. Very nice casts of that so far this game. Now, Torx is running away from Archaon, pretty done dealing with his shit. And some of the Skirmish Cav for Chaos have pushed off the Centaurs. Centaurs got a really nice trade against a 4v1. They routed off 2 units, it looks like, but it was still a 4v1. and they will not win that forever. Torix is trying desperately to get away from Archaon, and it looks like some sort of spell is coming in. It is the Curse of Arnrir. I'm going to lower those Chaos Warrior stats to about 12 melee attack apiece, which is pretty bad. Other than that, Chaos Form Manticore is rear charging some Centaurs. They're probably going to tear out quite quickly, if not just naturally rout. And there are some Spearmen chasing off other units, but they can be dragged back. So it's going to be, it's going to come down to Archaon versus the world, pretty much. Butcherbird's just trying to save Torix, trying to keep him alive for the leadership. Other than that, these throwing axes have a ton of ammunition left. They're easily picking off these Chaos Warriors one by one. The Manticore's pretty low on health. If it gets hit by any skirmish cav at all, really, it'll go down. And the Beastmen have swept up most of the Chaos skirmish cav and pushed it out of the effective area of the game. So it is just Archaon now. If Archaon has a good burning head, he can maybe destroy a clump somewhere. If he can kill a Torix Brass Bull, then just start cycle charging things, maybe he'll be okay. I believe that's Pan's Pelt coming in. It is, and it's upgraded. Interesting. Oh, it adds an effect area. Okay. So Overcast Impenetrable, that Pan's Impenetrable Pelt coming in for Torix. It looks like Butcherbird's just going to turn and fight, realizing he's just getting hit in the back as he tries to run, so he might as well get some damage on the way out the door. Torix will fight for a moment, then he is going to run, now hoping the Spearmen can keep Archaon in place for just a little bit. He's going to Psycho Charge, it looks like. Coming back in, getting kind of a janky animation, but it's working out okay for him. Another Burning Head coming in. This is going to take out a lot of the Bestigors left on the field. Elite units that could maybe help take out Archaon in the late game. And Beastmen are running a little thin. Beastmen are running a little thin on things that can kill Archie. If all these throwing axes hit him, that'll be quite good. But other than that, the Bestigors are about to rout. Centaurs really don't kill Archaon that well. Dogs will rout off immediately. I think Army Loss is going to be the Beastmen's best friend here. They really don't want to fight Archaon straight up. Archaon's still coming for that Brass Bull, and he misses the charge attack. And both of them hit each other with their first attacks, but Army Losses, just like it does Sigvald dirty, will get Archaon as well, even though he killed Torix. GG. We're going to game 3. We are going to game 3. This is it. This is for the $10 bounty. Okay. What the hell? What is a CSV? I need to figure out how to open that. Microsoft Excel. Oh, okay. It's just an Excel sheet. Okay. ID in file 2, results in file 1. Sounds easy. Sounds simple. Wow, Best did pretty well. Yeah. Alright, well, the players figure that out. We're going to figure out whatever the hell this is. Okay. Players, logged games. What the heck am I looking at? Papa K Archer, Awakened Void. Oh, this is for their tag. Oh boy. Okay. Cool, cool. Cancelled match ID, winner ID. Oh no. Yeah, I don't know what I'm looking at. I mean, I know what I'm looking at, I just don't. It is easier for me to just go through the Discord as I did. And this will also not help me figure out who won between Blood Penguin and Godless Slayer, which is the only thing I care about. I don't want to save. I won't save anything. So let's see if Blood Penguin or Goblin Slayer can tell us what happened. Otherwise, I will just scroll back to that moment and see if I can divine anything now. The WW. I want to know what happened here. What is this? Neither of them is answering. Oh wait, is Blood Penguin in another game? Better not be. Past his bedtime. Alright. I don't know why I keep going back and forth between these and expecting something to change, but I do. Okay. Back into the only thing in the world that matters. The final game for the $10. And the 20 is already settled, and the 30 I have no idea. Well, I do have an idea. It depends on who won the Gobbo Slayer Blood Penguin game. Out of curiosity, do cough drops work? I think so. I like honey ones. Oh, no matter how this event ends out, I think this was a fun event. It looks like a lot of people played, and that was nice. And this was during the North American time zone, too, so I imagine, well, I don't imagine, I hope that it would do just as well in the European time zone. And I just hope people had a good time. We were trying to get Ent Ladder a little more active again. Wow, that's a lot of games. I'll have to harass Anticity to show me the graph of players tomorrow, because I think that sister needs like a day. Alright. It looks like we have Chaos versus Skaven, which is one of my least favorite matchups of all time. Also, I need a screen blocker. Poop. But yeah, I hate this matchup as Skaven. I hate it so much. It fucking sucks. It sucks. Final Trans is super good against Skaven as it is, but then you tie it to an unbreakable lord that causes terror and has really good charge animations that can get him out of a lot of sticky situations. It's just not great. Or they take Sigvald, and if you don't take Snitch versus Sigvald or Queek, you're going to be in a big trouble. Chaos Spawn are unbreakable, and that's tough in any matchup, but at least in the Beastmen matchup, they have like the Beastmen around them have low enough leadership you can get them out of there, but Chaos units actually have pretty good leaderships. The Chaos Spawn won't get abandoned. Their Skirmish Cav is better than Beastmen. They're allowed to have double Manticore, which is always really good. Yeah, they're just like... It's all the reasons the Norse Gun Beastmen matchups are bad, except for Norse Gun Beastmen are at least cowardly, so you can shake them off. Alright. Anyway. I wonder what Cry's Free will do, though. I actually don't get to... It's funny that I play so much Skaven all the time. And I actually don't know how very many other people play Skaven, because they're not popular right now. You don't get to see them on a lot of streams, honestly. A lot of the top-tier players don't pick them. And And people against me don't usually pick Skaven. So it's kind of interesting to actually get to see some friggin' Skaven games for once in my life. Okay. Anything important going on? Not really. Alright, I was just answering a quick question from Bird about some rule stuff. He asked a quick question from the Bird of the Butcher. If anybody's seeing this, though, I know there's 7 people watching now, but it's pretty late at night for most people. But if anybody ends up rewatching this or some shit, let me know if you liked the event. Let me know if we should do more stuff like it. The group's kind of secretive for some reason. I don't really understand why it is, but I'll respect that. It's not secret that there is a group. It's just who's in it is kind of hush-hush for some reason. But there's a group of people trying to get Ent Ladder back, trying to get it back up and running and get people to play it. So if you liked events like this, you know, comment on the video or in my Discord or somewhere, or just shout out, and I'm sure those people that work hard to try to make stuff fun for the community will appreciate it. Me included, but I'm not the only one doing this shit. Okay, sorry, Anticity's just messaging me about some stuff. I'll have to look at your idea later. I was streaming when it was proposed. Okay, what's going on here? What's happening? Most of the Chaos Forces in the trees. You have Chaos Feral Manticores, Chaos Trolls. I saw 4 armored Chaos Trolls, a bunch of Chaos Marauders. I thought I saw Sartorial. Oh, Bird. Why do you make me zoom in like this? There we are. Oh, it's Archaon. Okay, we have Archaon the Everchosen, 4 armored Chaos Trolls, a bunch of Chaos Marauders. And in the far back in Vanguard are 4 Chaos Warhounds of Poison. Now for the Skaven, we have Throt the Unclean in the woods. Or is he? Oh, this stuff is just in the woods before Cry deployed. Okay. We have Throt the Unclean on foot. We have Gorich. We have a Plague Priest on a bell with Pestilent Breath and Vermintide. We have a Skaven Slave front line. Across the board, 2 Skaven Slave Slingers. Looks like Poison Wind Mortars, 1 Poison Wind Globe, some Clan Rat Spears backing it up, triple not Chaos Warhound, Wolf Rats with Poison. I don't love it. There's 2 Rat Ogres in the trees too. I don't love it. I don't hate it. Now with the Rat Ogres here, I mean, I remembered they were there, but I forgot to include them in my assessment of the build. Poison Wind Mortar does okay. 2 Slingers do okay against Chaos Spawn. I guess I don't believe in Gorich. I've tried him. Every time I try him, he disappoints me. If there were like 6 Skirmish Cav, though, I think this would struggle. There may be Cryas Freeze inferring that Butcherbird's not going to take 6 Skirmish Cav. That could be possible. And now that the game has started and I'm not revealing anything, you are a punk. Butcherbird asked me about the rules thing about advancing through the forest, and I said, yes, You are allowed to advance through the forest, but that just means the other player doesn't have to attack you while you're doing it. As long as you're not forcing an engagement in the forest, which he's not, he's just moving up. Because he just wants to get up and come out here, rather than walk up through all this space. So what the Skaven can do right now under the rules is if your opponent's entirely in the forest, you can opt to not engage. They could pull back to like here and wait for the chaos to come out. That's what, on this map specifically, this has happened to me many times, where lizardmen, and it's not a scummy thing to do at all. Like, I don't want to sound negative. My voice, I'm just kind of tired. But lizardmen really like to do that to me. They'll advance up through here, and as the Skaven, since I don't have to attack, I'll use that precious time to move my force from here to here. And all that effectively does is it takes it from being a map. I'm jabbering on while they advance. He's advancing, it's fine. Okay. Anyway, it takes it from being a map where there's half the map that's forest, and half the map that's plains, and if your enemy chooses to go through the forest as the Skaven, most of your guns can't shoot, right? Or your artillery can't shoot, can't do anything. And if you rotate with them and take this space back here, then all you've done is flip the map, where your opponent gets to start in the woods, and you start over here, but they still have to advance against you over a wide open space that you can shoot them, right? So I like to do that on this map. It's a pivot. Now, the Skaven did pivot. They just pivoted and set up their front line way closer than I would like to their enemy. But that's not to say that Cry is Free really cares, because his only real ranged unit is a Poison Wind Mortar, and its range, you can see if I hover this, it's roughly along the tree line, so he's not losing any effective range. But if he had a Warp Lightning Cannon, he really wouldn't want to be this close. But he doesn't, so it's fine. Archaon pops in for a little bit. He's going to throw a Burning Head down. I wonder if it's going to do that much damage to the Skaven Slaves. They're really spread out. So it doesn't look like it'll do too terribly much. Though one does kind of run into it. Now with the Chaos Trolls running in, you can see a lot of the Skaven units already breaking over there. And those Radogers are going to be isolated. I'm thinking Chaos is going to run over this immediate situation. Gorich and Throt on foot are trying to get involved, and they will put some hurt down on these trolls. But the problem is the rest of the map's going to go very, very poorly for this Skaven. We can see Wolf Rats are getting isolated and murdered by Manticores, and all three of them will already be gone. Throt is trying to hold his ground with Gorich. Chaos Trolls are probably going to run pretty soon. Probably. But the Chaos Force is pushing in quite aggressively. I imagine all these dogs are going to just swing up in here and harass down the Poison Wind, harass down the Skaven Slave Slingers, and the game will slowly come down to Throt, Gorich, and the Plague Priest versus the world, and they will die, I think. Blood Penguin. Oh. How long you awake? Okay. Alright. Sorry, I had to answer a question. Not answer a question, whatever. You know what I mean. Shush. Okay, dogs. Killing. All the Skaven slaves we mentioned, now they're getting back on top of the Poison Wind. We are nearly prophetic this game, and it's not going well for this Skaven, unfortunately. I need to start predicting them to win more. Gorge does get on top of Archaon, and if he can get some attack animations off, he will do a lot of damage. Nobody said Gorge doesn't do damage, they just said his animations suck and takes too much damage from range attacks, and he has no source of healing except for Throt. But if he can get on top of something, he can do good work. He is down to half health, though, because Slayer of Kings is also kind of a boss-ass bitch, and being surrounded by trolls is not helping him either. Gorge is getting worked down very quickly, and he might even break soon. Gosh, he is. Archaon just put the brakes on him. Oof. Oof, oof, oof. Throughout the Unclean is fighting two Chaos Feral Manticores. Chaos Trolls are pushing in. Alright, messaging some things. Burning Head's going to come down on some of the Clan Rat Spear support. Oh, and they stop right in the middle of the Burning Head. That will do max damage on them. That is very unfortunate. Gorge will shatter while being pursued by Chaos Trolls. That Manticore got worked on by Throt a little bit, and the other one looks like it's going that way as well. Where did Archaon end up in all this mess? Gone. He's somewhere else. Poison Wind is taking out a lot of dogs, but the dogs are going to take some Clan Rats and Poison Wind stuff with them. Where is Archaon, actually? Forsaken are on the far side. Ah, there's Archaon. He's fighting Throt, and he'll do a lot of damage. Surprisingly, he doesn't do fire damage, even though his sword is flaming. But even without that bonus, he will put a big ol' hurtin' on the chief Molder of Clan Molder. Plague Priest is trying to fight a Chaos Feral Manticore. Now it's trying to run away from it, because that fight doesn't usually go well for them. And Poison Globes are still throwing it onto the Trolls. The Trolls are going to be regenning, though. And they're largely okay with their lot in life. Forsaken have gotten on top of very wounded Rat Ogres and Safe and Slaves. They will punch through that quite effectively. Plague Priest fighting the Chaos Feral Manticore. Throt's still fighting Archaon. Actually getting some decent damage in. You go, buddy. Maybe he can regen up. And can the Skaven pull this back? It's possible. It is very possible. It depends on if Throt can finish beating up on Archaon at some point in their endeavor, and if he has any heals left. If he has a remoldered left, can he even... He's not... Oh, he can't remolder himself when he's not on his Brood Horror, because he's not a molder monster, so he can't use it on himself. Actually, there's nothing left he can use it on. All his Wolf Rats are gone, his Rat Ogres are gone, and Gorich is gone. Those are the three things he could have used it on. Interesting. Alright. Chaos Manticores jumping in, attacking a Plague Priest, and a Fireball hits it in the back. Though Throt will quickly kill it. Army losses is coming in for the Skaven, and they have a weird Skaven summon that is immediately terrified, even though it has full leadership. And that will be the end. So Cry is free. The bounty has been claimed in the final hour. 3,200 value on Archaon himself. The rest of the build didn't do nearly as much as the big man, who murdered the absolute shit out of Gorge. Some of the trolls actually got some decent value. That's pretty funny. Throt got 1,600 value for being on foot. Gorge got only 700. Plague Priest got 1,200. Wolf Rats with Poison did fine. Rat Ogres did fine. Well, the Wolf Rats actually didn't do fine. They got murked. I got distracted. Poison Wind did actually pretty well. He was really good at keeping his Poison Wind online, even in all that chaos. So well played by Cries Free, well played by Butcher Bird, but it is over. I could die of this knowing his fuck cause. See ya, thanks. Alright. You win one $100 $10 whole dollar. Proud of ya. Blood Penguin, are you here? Blood Penguin. I'll see if he's here. Alright. Bird left. But as long as there's nothing shenanigan-y about Gobbo Slayer, we can see here that Blood Penguin did win versus Gobbo Slayer. So on the Anticity Ladder, that means that Blood Penguin got the $30 bounty from Gobbo Slayer, then I tacked the 20 onto them, and they didn't lose for the rest of the night. Meaning Blood Penguin wins 50 whole schmeckles. And that's pretty good. And Butcher Bird wins the $10 bounty from Cry is Free, who I believe played 2 whole games. I gave them the bounty. They didn't know it. They played 1 best of 3, called it a night for a while, came in at the last second just to barely lose it. And I find that very funny. Tiago, they were armored Chaos Trolls. Okay. Alright, well, that's going to be... This was just a little stream thing so people could see me looking for the people, so that it wasn't some, like... I just announced it. I'm like, of course my 3 best friends in the whole world all won the bounties. Ha ha. Ha ha ha. It was like, no, you can watch me do the path that they took. So... Yes, Blood Penguin will get 50 whole dollars, which is pretty awesome for him. Butcher Bird gets 10, and a whole bunch of people played on Anticity Ladder, which is exactly what we wanted tonight. Fuck yeah. Let's stroll to the top of the event. So we've been scrolling through all these games. We're only at 6:30 and started at 5. 5. Still scrolling. 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 All right, it started there. So everything to the bottom. We did all this as a community, as a team. Tiago, you, sir, have a great night. Bird, you have a great night. And the 4 other people that I don't know who you are in this stream, you all have a great night. Pew pew.